Hey everyone, it's Pastor Christian here again. So again, this is not my vacation shirt. I did not just come back from vacation, but this is a really comfortable shirt. So I'm just saying, hope you guys like it. But we're gonna take a look at day 2 of VBS, or what day 2 would have been. And that's talking about someone that you guys are probably all familiar with, Paul. And actually his name was Saul, which is what we're gonna be talking about now. But anyways, so in scripture, in Acts chapter 26, it talks about how Saul was converted on the road to Damascus, right? So we're gonna take a look at this. So here's this picture here so you can kind of visualize what's going on. So one day Saul, he was traveling up to the city called Damascus. He was going there because he was hunting down Christians. He didn't like people that loved Jesus. In fact, he actually hated them, wanted to imprison them and even kill them, right? But something really cool happened. So here's what I want you to do. First of all, I want you to take a second, I want you to close your eyes, all right? I'm not gonna close my eyes, but you close your eyes. And I want you to just listen to the rest of the story. I'll tell you when you can open your eyes next. So Paul saw a light that was even brighter than the sun. I mean, it was just incredibly bright. It was so bright that it hurt his eyes and made him blind. He couldn't see and he fell to the ground. As you can kind of see here, he's blinded and he can't see. He fell to the ground because it was so bright. And Paul heard a voice, or Saul rather, but it will be possible. He heard a voice and it was asking, why are you hurting people? Paul, why are you persecuting me? And Paul, he was wondering, he was scared. He said, well, who is this voice? Who's talking to me? He said, I'm Jesus. So Jesus told him to get up and go tell people about him. And so he went, and guess what happened? Open your eyes. Paul's sight, he regained his sight. In fact, it was better than new. He gained his sight. His entire life was changed on that road. Instead of hating and persecuting Christians, he in turn was loving Christians and he was sharing the gospel, telling people about God because of what God did, that he changed his mind completely. Completely changed his life. And so Paul went out to share the gospel, but some people were against him because they thought, oh, well, weren't you just persecuting Christians, but now you're trying to share the gospel? But it didn't matter because Paul listened to what Jesus had to say. He listened to what God had to say and he obeyed. That's the important thing. So we need to remember as well that God may tell us to do something that is completely different. It may completely change our lives. For instance, I didn't know that I was going to be a children's pastor. Growing up, I thought I was potentially going to join the military, or I was even going to be a missionary somewhere. But God had a completely different plan for my life. And so that's what I want you to think about, is that God may tell you something and it may be hard to follow, but we should always obey his commandments and what he tells us to do. Because ultimately, God knows best. He loves us and wants what's best for us, right? So think about this week. Think about that this week. Think about what God has told you to do and see other ways that you can continue to follow him as you continue to walk with the Lord. All right, we'll see you next week for day 3 of Vacation Bible School.